AM 800 KXIC. It's time now for the PAWSitively Petland show. I'm Mark Pitts in for Jay Capron this week. But Ron Salzrud, the steadying constant force of PAWSitively Petland show, is here with us. Good morning.
Yay. We're going to do the Dalmatian. Is that a great pet for your family? And then we're going to go to Thanksgiving feasts for your pets.
Yum, yum.
Yum, yum. And we're going to hit that theme over and over again. Make it yum, yum for your pets so that when you get that feast out on the table or it's on the counter back in the kitchen, you don't have your cat jumping up on the counter or your dog jumping up on the Thanksgiving table. How to prevent that from happening by giving them a feast before your feast even starts will make it really fun for them.
And how do we keep Uncle Joe from climbing up on the table when Thanksgiving dinner's ready?
A little less drink and and show them where the couch is.
Right. So that's this week on the PAWSitively Petland show here on KXIC and KXIC.com. And, of course, the podcast as well, brought to you by Petland of Iowa City. Let's talk about the store just a little bit. With the holidays just around the corner, I suppose you guys have a variety of treats, toys that people can stuff stockings with.
Yeah, I'll admit we did officially start the Christmas music in the store. I couldn't wait. So I had a customer and he was saying, "Thanks for not having, all out Christmas in the store yet. It hasn't been Thanksgiving yet." And I said, I'm about to start it after you leave.
My wife is ready for holiday music November 1.
Yeah, and that's
the year before.
And I'm kind of in the same place, but I did. Okay, so when you're picking the music and everything for it, I first looked at the Bing Crosby stuff and all the Jingle Bells and all that. And I went, okay, a little early for that. But I found Christmas jazz. Like kind of upbeat.
I love Christmas jazz.
Yeah. And that's what's going in the store right now.
Swing to the music.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit, more pep in your step. Yeah.
So I got that going. And then probably 3 weeks before Christmas, we'll throw the Bing Crosby on and go crazy.
So that's PAWSitively Petland. Give us location, store hours. Are you looking at expanded hours with the holidays approaching?
We have pretty long hours already. Yeah. So
we're already exhausted.
Yeah, our staff is. We're Petland of Iowa City. We're over at the Marketplace Mall across from Lucky's Market. And our hours of operation are Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 9 p.m. So those are some good long hours. And then we are open on Sunday from noon until 6. Those will be our same hours on Black Friday and all that kind of stuff as well. And so you can take advantage of what we do in the store, and that is our $5 nail trims. You can't beat a $5 nail trim. Just bring in your vaccination schedule, and we'll have that on file for you so that we can get you right in. No appointments necessary. And then you got to also take advantage of our buy 10, get 1 free on all of our dog and cat food. We track it for you, so you don't even have to pay attention to it. Everybody come to the aisle. How many more do I got to go until I get the free one? And then it's a party when you get it. It's, all of a sudden
streamers come
down, woo woo, everybody cheers and all that kind of stuff, and it makes your day. So it's a really cool thing. So buy 10,
that would really be cool if you start doing that.
It is a party. Jay was in our line, and the person ahead of him got the free one, and he was like, I had no idea it was such a big deal. When you get, whether it's $13 or $50, depending on what you're buying and everything, it's a big deal. Yeah. You're like, oh, cool. I got more money in my pocket now. So it's a good deal. Fun.
Ron Salzrud, Petland of Iowa City. It's been a while since I've hosted the show. Is this about time where we should do the amazing pet story of the week?
Do you have big voice guy?
I've got the big voice guy here. I don't like to use him too much because I don't like him overshadowing me because,
But it's funny how the big voice guy always has, he always is wearing something crazy.
Let's do this.
Is he coming in? Let me know when he's here.
Oh, hold on.
Because he's always burst through the door.
I got my pot turned on. There we go.
It's time for the amazing pet story of the...
He's like a key outfit on.
Gobble, gobble.
He is a goofy guy.
All right, amazing pet story of the week. Searching around here, and we'll give you some of the highlights of this story. Molly Mae Potter was the winner of this year's Ms. Veteran America pageant. Didn't know there was a pageant for such.
Say that again, because when you said it, I missed it.
Yeah, Ms. Veteran America pageant. But before the crown, it was a tough transition back from war, coping with anxiety and night terrors. That is until she met Bella. Okay. Now back to Potter. She was an Air Force captain deployed in 2010 into Afghanistan, where she served as a flight test engineer. While there, her base came under attack and a rocket blast knocked her unconscious. Since her physical injuries weren't serious, Potter shrugged it off and went back to work, but there were, in fact, invisible scars that only emerged when she returned home the following year. And so she was experiencing exhaustion, headaches, anxiety, insomnia, extreme preoccupation with running and weight. And let's see, then when did she meet Bella? Eventually, her commander realized there was a mental health issue at play. North Carolina native was honorably discharged and entered into inpatient mental health program. She was diagnosed with traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress disorder.
Oh, wow.
About 5 minutes into her intensive therapy, Potter's mom sent Bella, one of the family dogs, to live with her. Okay, and then Bella's arrival set off a string of positive changes for Potter. She would need to get walked in the morning, so I'd have to get out of bed, and I'd say, you know what? Maybe I'll take a shower. Potter recalled I'd feed Bella and say, maybe I'll feed myself. She started making it bearable to get through her day. And
that's neat.
Yeah. So Bella helping her cope. Potter was eventually able to get off her sleeping medication. She began driving again, making strides in therapy. She's doing so well that the military offered her a part-time job on the base, which she accepted on the condition that Bella could accompany her.
Oh, very cool.
So dog Bella helping out Ms. Veteran America get back on her feet.
So many stories of that, the pets making a difference in your life. Or here, Petland theme. Petland pets make life better.
There you go.
And it's you hear so many stories like that where some, pet comes into your life. And I love it that it was the family pet, so it came from her family. Like, hey, we got a couple of dogs here. You always were in love with Bella. Here, let's get Bella back out with you.
Yeah, it's one of the things that you kind of wonder, why didn't you think of something like that sooner? Because you hear stories like this all the time, as far as pets being soothing and comforting. And
we can all relate with that one. When you're in the middle of whatever the deep down is, you're depressed on this or that, and whether it's short term or long term, you don't think of those.
No,
things.
You feel like it's just you against the world, and you can't see the forest, the trees sometimes. But
and that's when we love, that's your support team comes in and says, "Here, try this."
Yeah, exactly. So there you go, Bella helping Ms. Veteran America. And again, didn't realize there was a pageant for that, but kudos for them to, again, I guess another way for them to feel positive and, get back into the swing of things for those veterans who have suffered trauma serving overseas or where have they. And for those who have, we salute you for your service. So this is PAWSitively Petland Show on 800 KXIC and KXIC.com, and also on the podcast. And okay, now, walk me through this. Do we need to take a break now and then come back with the bulk of the show, or do you want to talk a little bit more? Or?
Here, prompt me to tell me a little bit about the store as we go to break.
Ron, tell us a little bit about Petland of Iowa City as we head to break.
We're Petland of Iowa City, located at Marketplace Mall, across from Lucky's Market. If you haven't tried Lucky's Market, try that. That's a pretty cool store in there. A lot of unique things in there. Petland, across the parking lot, we do our $5 nail trims I talked about. Buy 10, get one free on all of our dog and cat food. We have 1,000 different products in that, and trying to find what you want, kind of thing. Are you trying to follow them, or are you just trying to get it? All of our Christmas stuff is out, so you're going to see a lot of fun toys and all that kind of stuff for all the different pets in there. If you're an aquarist, I don't know if that's an astrology reference, or if you're
I'm a Leo myself, but
if you're into the aquariums, we're just getting in all of our kits and everything for that. So everything from small to large. What are you looking for as far as that goes? And then if you're a reptile person, we got those too. A lot of fun ones. So check us out.
Petland of Iowa City. This is the PAWSitively Petland Show. More to come here on 800 KXIC. 800 KXIC presents 800 KXIC presents the Positively Petland Show Sunday mornings at 9 on KXIC and KXIC.com. Also available on the podcast. Ron from Petland of Iowa City. What are we going to talk about this week?
We're going to talk about the Dalmatian. Is that the right pet for you? We're going to put together a Thanksgiving feast that you can easily put together for your pet and get them a little less interested in that Thanksgiving meal on the table. And then we're going to talk about SOJO, the food of the week.
Food of the week and Thanksgiving. We like food and we like pets too. Positively Petland Show Sunday mornings at 9 on 800 KXIC. Alrighty.
What did we go on that? 30 or did we go over?
Oh, if anything, we're probably a little short. I edit accordingly.
So I think you got a good, because I truncated mine thinking that it was going to go.
Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. Okay. All right. All right. Segment 2.
And then you're going to leave at this point?
Yeah, I'll set you up and then I'll let you, I'll step out and take care of a couple things. I'll come back.
Yeah, come back towards the back end of it.
Okay. .800 KXIC and KXIC.com. Petland. Each Sunday morning at 9 here on KXIC. I'm Mark Pitts in for Jay Capron this week. But again, the steadying force, the steady hand of Ron Solzwood, Petland of Iowa City, is here for the show this week. And,
Mark, you're chipper. You know, normally when you come on the air with me, you've like been up all night doing this and that, and
in the past,
doing long days.
You know, yeah, in the early days of this program when we were together, I was doing the morning show,
everything,
and then it was that at that time was getting up at 4 o'clock. So yeah, by the time you rolled in around 8:30 or so for the show, then yeah, I was dragging by then. But
I like this Mark better.
Okay. With that said, I'm going to take a nap. And let you kind of fill us in here as we get ready for Thanksgiving and pets ready for Turkey Day as well.
Sounds good. We're going to start off with the breed of the week, and that's the Dalmatian. And we know that Dalmatian from all those cartoons and stuff like that. And, you know, I just don't see many Dalmatians out there as, you know, family members and stuff like that. So I actually found recently a Dalmatian breeder, and I really quizzed him. I said, hey, why be Dalmatian there? I've got some preconceived notions of temperaments of Dalmatians, you know, educate me. And the breeder went through a lot of what he has done with his Dalmatians. One of the biggest concerns that I had is I've heard too many stories of where they got a little angry and it didn't work out for the family kind of a thing. And he then educated me on that. And he said, that is because, you know, 10, 20 years ago when the cartoons did come out, there was a lot of people that got into breeding Dalmatians, and they were not paying attention to the finer points. And there was some angry Dalmatian strains going around. And he said, I'm very proud of the Dalmatians that I have, and that they are very social just by breeding. And then you, as the owner of the pet, can continue that on and make it a really, really beautiful, wonderful family pet. So as usual, every week, we're going to pull out the AKC book and read a little bit. I'm going to do my best because sometimes I mess up on this stuff. But I want to get it right from the book so that you hear a non-biased view of the Dalmatian. So a little bit of the history. The true origin of the Dalmatian is lost in the midst of time. But early cave drawings, and so I always find that funny, all the way back to cave drawings, depict spotted dogs as companions. Many theories exist as to which breeds were used to develop the Dalmatian, including Harlequin, Great Danes, so that's that color side. Greyhounds would then lean out those legs a little bit, and various varieties of pointers. The name of the breed is associated with a province on the Adriatic coastline called Dalmatia. That's a good Google Maps lookup. And it is assumed that this is the birthplace of the Dalmatian as we know it today. No one really knows on that one. There's nothing, not enough documentation, which means that Dalmatian goes back quite a ways. So fast forward to the mid 1800s, the term coach dog emerged after Dalmatians demonstrated an affinity for horses and for accompanying horse-drawn carriages. Coachmen would depend on the dog to keep the horses calm, to guard their rigs when they were away. That's interesting. The breed also played this role with fire apparatus, earning the nickname firehouse dog. The Dalmatian is well suited for this job. With his natural endurance and guarding instincts, to this day, the Dalmatian Club of America road trials showcase the breed's coaching abilities. Okay, so I saw something in there that said guarding instincts. And so this is something, and you can generalize this to most every dog. A lot of people will come into Petland over in Iowa City and go, I'm looking for a dog to protect me. And I go, okay, I appreciate where you're coming from. And even in our own home, we appreciate when the dogs are protecting us and all that. But I always caution people, don't train the dog to be a guard dog or anything like that. Because most of the time when people do that, they end up not liking the dog because it's a guard dog. It's vicious, it's mean, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're looking for a guard dog, all the police officers have told us over and over again, a barking dog in the house wards off most people. Same thing when you're going for a walk. If your dog is sensing danger and all that kind of stuff and starts barking, again, that danger element that's coming upon you is going to say, hey, I don't want to deal with this. There's a dog there, kind of thing, and go away. So that's something you don't really even need to train into a dog. And you can have a little Chihuahua do the same thing as a Dalmatian or even bigger, in that they go into that mode when they sense that you're not, you're panicking, kind of a thing. Or doorbell rings. I know a lot of dog that barks, and that dog barks, hey, they're warding off that bad element naturally. And the police officers have seen this over and over again, that is a great deterrent. You didn't even need to train the dog to do that. So in this case, if you were looking for a guard, dog kind of might be the one for you. It's a little bigger and all that kind of stuff as well. So it's going to have the bark, but it's going to have a little bit more of the muscle as well. But don't train it to do that. It will automatically do that when need be. So a little bit on the form and function of a Dalmatian. The Dalmatian is built for road work, possessing the speed and endurance for long runs at a steady pace. So dog, they're telling us, needs exercise. So if you are an apartment dweller and you are a hermit and you don't like to get out, it's probably not the right breed for you. Go more for the smaller dogs and everything. Dalmatian's going to say, hey, when you get home, I want to go out and I want to run around. Kind of a thing. All right, so then going on, selection of a Dalmatian puppy should be regarded as a major distance. The dog may live to be 13 to 15 years of age. And that's kind of for that medium to large dog kind of a thing. That's kind of the average that we're seeing now, is those the mid-teens or the lower to mid-teens. So that, think through that. Is that something, fast forward in your life? Wait, my kids will be gone. Or wait, I'm going to be that age? I don't know if I'm going to get that. So kind of consider those with any pet that you get. And then further, true to his legacy as a dog with great endurance for running long distance, the Dalmatian requires plenty of exercise and mental stimulation. He is a high energy dog. So like what we've been saying, he does best when made an important member of the family as a dog, as opposed to being relegated to the yard. So, if it wants that interactive nature with your family. That's this kind of a breed. So if you're into that, which I think most of us are, that's something, Dalmatian is right up your alley. Does best when made an important member of the house. I just said that, I'm sorry. The Dalmatian has a low tolerance for boredom and can become destructive if ignored. I think that's true again with most dogs. If they are not getting a lot of interaction, they don't have the toys, they don't have some way to get that energy out, they're going to get into that destructive mode, which we see as destructive. They just say, hey, I'm just trying to do something. So let's make sure that they have a lot of things to do. The Dal or the Dalmatian is clean and requires little grooming. Aside from light brushing, Dalmatians are usually enthusiastic eaters. So the Dalmatians are a shedding dog, kind of like the Lab. The hair is a little shorter than the Lab even, so it's going to be even less maintenance than a Lab. But you're going to notice that shed because of the surface area, larger dog. You're going to see some of that shed, especially if you have dark couches and things like that. You're going to see that lighter fur that they have, the white side of it, in your couch and stuff. So, take that into consideration. Also, it is a shedding dog. So if you have allergies, you're going to want to make sure that you're not allergic to, that dog. Allergies to pets can be from a lot of different areas. It could be from the saliva, it could be from the dander, it could be from the hair. There's various things that we are allergic to. So that's why it's important to find out, is this the right breed for you, especially if you have allergies. So that is the Dalmatian. I always like to pose the question, is this the right breed for you? That's a nice summary of the Dalmatian. We have one in the store right now, and we'll have them somewhat on a regular basis since I found that wonderful breeder. So check us out, check the Dalmatian out that we have in the store right now. As of the time of the recording of the show. So just check it out. Hopefully it's still there for you if this is the breed for you. Now I wanted to talk about Thanksgiving and the Thanksgiving feast and all that goes with it. Painting the picture of past Thanksgiving, or maybe you got a new dog and you're like, I'm not sure what's going to happen here when we start getting the turkeys out and all that kind of stuff. In our family, I think we're common in a lot of ways. We've caught the cat on the counter, eating the turkey while we were in the dining room eating the dinner, or in the other room, kind of a thing. So as soon as we got out of there, the cat went, I cannot take it anymore. I got to have a taste of that. Or while we were in the kitchen getting the last things prepared or whatever for getting it out on the table, Callie, our dachshund, jumps up on a chair and then jumps up on the table and then starts feasting away on whatever we got out already. And so over the years, those dogs and cats before you start getting the food out, it goes a long way to preventing your guests to come into the dining room and going, oh my gosh, the dog's all over the turkey, kind of thing. And then do they really want to eat the turkey, kind of a thing. So how you're going to do this is, I've always just fed at first the normal kibble. So I got a normal amount of kibble that they, eat and all that kind of stuff. And I go, eat, and they come running in and yeah. And they put that, I put it in their bowls and all that kind of stuff. So they eat like normal. So now they just had the normal meal. And something that we all experience at Thanksgiving is we overeat a little bit, and overeat a little bit would be okay usually for your dogs and cats. If you know different for yours, well, then do that different for yours. You might want to just give the Thanksgiving portion of it to your dog or cat. But in our house, I then get out various things that make up kind of the Thanksgiving theme for our dogs and cats. And I also have some stuff for birds and hamsters and guinea pigs and rabbits too here that we'll talk about. So we're going to go through the different, unique things that you can come in the store, you can get. All of it is real economical. So it's not like you're going to be, spending an arm and a leg on this. Another thing that you're going to be doing here is preventing a trip to the veterinarian as best you can. One of the busiest days for a veterinarian is Thanksgiving Day and then the following Black Friday. And the reason is the cat or the dog or whatever are going to get into things that normally are not available to them, whether it's bones from the turkey or whether it's products that are just not right for a dog or cat to eat, such as chocolate. That could be hazardous, highly hazardous for your dog or cat if they can ingest enough of it So you want to prevent that from them from eating that. One way of preventing them from eating it is by getting them their belly so full they're like, I just want to go to bed, kind of a thing. So so give your dogs and cats their pre-meal, their normal kibble and all that kind of stuff. Now let's go through some things that are really fun for your dog or cat. Here on the front end, and you'll hear me move things around here in the studio. If you even want to use a different type of food on the front end, one of the products that we brought into the store by Petcurian, a Canadian dog food manufacturer, they have a product called Go. And this is for the dogs on the go and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be a little higher in the protein, but it is grain-free, potato-free, and all that kind of stuff. But guess what one of the main ingredients is? Turkey. So this is a nice, fun way of putting a turkey meal right in front of your dog right at the beginning. And so you can buy a small bag of it and get the turkey in right at the beginning of that meal. Something that I like to this day even put over the kibble. So something that I add to their kibble. I put the normal kibble in there, but then I go to a freeze-dried or dehydrated type product. And right now I'm looking at Stella and Chewy's meal mixers. And this is called the Super Blends Duck Goose. They call it the Duck Goose recipe. So here's a neat way of getting the fowl back into their diet, and it's dehydrated. So what you're doing on this one is getting products in there that are not cooked like your kibble is. Just like when we eat fresh vegetables, we get a little more nutrients or a little different kind of nutrients out of them as a result. This is a way for them to get some natural enzymes and things like that, proteins that normally get cooked out of their kibble, but in this case it's dehydrated, and so they get more in there. So they say it's great for the gut as far as the enzyme goes, and just great for the dog and or cat, because I actually give this to my cat as well. Some nice different types of proteins in there, probiotics. So the Stella, I was just looking at Stella and Chewy's, and in the store we also have Primal in this regard. We also even have things like this in a frozen form if you really want to get natural on that, and you can add that to their meal. So and staying on the poultry theme, another one similar to SOJO's. This one is SOJO's. This one is a dehydrated product. And when I look at it, it reminds me a little bit like oatmeal. So think of that consistency, but then they'll put additional stuff in there. So it's oatmeal with some herbs, it looks like, in it. But what do we got in there? Freeze-dried poultry. There's a cranberries in this one. So that's that holiday theme that you're going into. And they call it, raw, made easy. So in this case, what you're going to do, they suggest rehydrating it back. So you put it in a little bowl, put a little water into it, let it rehydrate, and now feed it back to your dog or cat. And this one's got the holiday theme in it with the turkey and the cranberries in there as well. So the superfoods as far as the antioxidants. This is really fun because it's a really different type of meal for your dog or cat that will get, again, a nice variety of products in them and all that. SOJO has a full line of dog and cat food that you can actually use and rehydrate back into a liquid form kind of a thing, or a oatmeal type form is what I see, and get something different into their foods. Because of that hydration, you're also getting more moisture into their diet. So if you have that kind of an issue where you struggle with your cat drinking enough water, that kind of a thing, here's a great nutritional product that you can put back into their diet and get more hydration going. Along exactly those same lines, canned food is a wonderful way to give them a treat, get hydration back into their diet, or get more hydration into their diet. And get this, Merrick, and I've talked about this every year, Merrick has got a canned food called Thanksgiving Day Dinner. And here, I've got 13-pound dog and then a very, very active 7-pound dog. I literally give them their full kibble, and then this Thanksgiving Day dinner, I give them a half a can of it. So each one of them gets the half. That's a lot of food for a little dog like that. And their bellies are noticeably bigger when we do it. But I'll tell you, my dogs are like, they want to go to bed. They're not anywhere near as anxious about getting onto the table and stuff like that. So I just talked about Merrick's Thanksgiving Day dinner. When you open this can, you will love the smell of it. It does not smell like dog food. It smells like a Thanksgiving Day dinner. Another one that we love in our house, and we do this on a somewhat regular basis, it's by Fruitables. And this one's a pumpkin, but they also have sweet potato. These are meant to get fiber back into their diet. So if you're struggling with a little bit of loose stool or constipation, this can go both ways. It will actually loosen up the constipation type issue. And this works for us as well.
I was going to say Uncle Joe, again, is a candidate for
Joe. Uncle Joe will look at the can for the dogs and go, can you give me, put a little bit on my plate.
Uncle Joe eat anything.
Yeah, he's kind of funny in that way. So that was called Fruitables. I was looking at digestive supplement, which has pumpkin in it, but we also have a sweet potato variety of the same thing, high fiber. Health Extensions, one of our biggest sellers in our store. One of those names that you're like, who? But it is, when people figure it out, they go, holy cow. They have a turkey entree that you can add to your dog's diet there for Thanksgiving Day. And then for those cat people out there, hey, where's the cat stuff? Health Extensions has a turkey entree, grain-free, for those kittens and cats out there as well. For on the toy side, I brought out here. So if you need them to get, you fed them and they're like still going after it, we've got stuffless feather toys that we just brought in. And this one that I'm looking at is a pheasant. So it's plush. It has no stuffing in it. So it's not going to make the mess if they, de-stuff the toy. And then it has, the squeaker. So if you give it to them, like put them in another room so that's not going while you're talking to your guests and everything like that. But it's a fun toy that they'll go after. Oh no, Mark just took the toy. That's supposed to
be a pheasant. Looks more like a toucan.
Toucan. You can call it what you want on that one.
The old Fruit Loops commercials.
There's I've got cranberry treats, again by SOJOs, but these are hard, kind of kibbly, biscuity kind of looking things, turkey and cranberry flavor. So another fun thing to have for your dogs and cats. On SOJOs, they tend to go both ways on that. Now I said you are talking, hey Ron, you talked about the other pets. All right, so for the fowls that we have as pets, I have Sunseed's got a granola treat. The closest I could get to a Thanksgiving feast was this treat has peas and peppers in it. And so there's something that you can get special for your bird.
In theory, though, the animals, they probably don't know that it's actually why we call it Thanksgiving. So they're just getting a treat. They don't care.
They're loving it. And then it's
something I don't normally get. So I'm happy.
Yeah, I'm going for it. And then this one is really Thanksgiving-ish. For those birds in our life, you can put this in their cage so it will be hanging in there. But it's all the nuts and stuff like that. And they've got it threaded so that they can, feast on it, walnuts, and I don't even know all these kind of things. Acorns, it looks like, and some other things in there.
Looks like a year's supply with one of those rings.
Right. Well, for a large bird, this would be about a week. For a small bird, this is a year's supply of fun stuff. And then for those small animals, I've got apple orchard sticks as a chew, because we know if we have small animals, those teeth continue to grow and you need to wear them down. This is a nice something to wear down those teeth. Apple orchard sticks actually have a appley taste to them, and so it's a nice you'll find that they're a little more attracted to that as opposed to just a normal stick. And then bunny bites in the shape of a carrot, so again a chew to wear down those teeth and get them going in the right direction, but it's got a nice little happy Thanksgiving theme, is because they're in the shape of carrots.
I thought they were doorstops, frankly.
Yeah, they are.
Look more like doorstops.
So they double as a doorstop. And then finally, going back to the dogs, this is at the bottom of my basket. I just thought this was hilarious, because what does this look like?
It kind of looks like a drumstick.
Yeah, a little drumstick. But it is a chew for a dog. There's a lot of rawhide in this. And what is that other thing that's in here? I got to actually read a little bit. Where is it? Buffalo lollipop. So there is some rawhide in here that I see, but then some tendon type products that are wrapped around it. It makes it look like a drumstick, and that's great for. I think this would be appropriate for medium and large size dogs. Maybe if you know your dog is okay with a little bit of rawhide. There's only like a little stick in here. Then this would be a really good product for your dog to have a little drum bone while you're eating your drum bones.
And then I might suggest, Ron, that all of these can be enhanced by wrapping them in bacon, because bacon makes everything better, right?
Yes.
That would be my one suggestion.
Wait, unless you have a potbelly pig, and then that might be not
appropriate. We're getting to that bird turkey treat thing there. So yeah, but
so this is a neat way to have fun with your pets on Thanksgiving Day. You could even, like, if you got the children and they're getting a little rambunctious, hey guys, go put that Thanksgiving meal together for the pet. Yeah. And it's a nice way to get the kids back engaged, and they'll love it because, gosh, when I open those cans, the cats and the dogs are just like, they almost like jump into the bowl to get to it. They're just so into it. So it's fun.
I'd put out an invitation to listeners if they've got a story. We're talking about kind of giving treats to the dogs, especially to keep them from maybe attacking the table. Although I might suggest buy a higher table. Might be one way to.
We actually did that in our kitchen. We didn't realize that would work. We didn't even know it would work. Yeah. And all of a sudden, our dog Callie, who does get up on a chair and then up onto a table, can't do it. When we brought the table and chairs
one of those bar table tables.
Yeah, that was that higher thing. She whined. She looked up and went,
I can't reach it. But if people have a Thanksgiving story that they'd like to share, maybe we could include some of those stories. Send it to news@kxic.com.
We'll get that on our next show. So if you got a story, we'll give you some credits and everything on
that absolutely. So and if you got pictures you want to send along with it, we can always post those on Facebook as well. So
sounds very good.
All right, how much time you got left? We got to wrap it up here.
I think we're wrapping it up.
I think we should wrap it up. This is the Positively Petland show on 800 KXIC. Ron, let's plug the store here as you get ready for. Again, this airing Sunday morning at 9, the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and again, lots of treats available for the dogs and whatever pet you might have to kind of give them a little something special on Thanksgiving Day.
We'll try to have all these up at the counter so they're easy to see and all that and to get, and you can then go, I like this. No, I don't like that. And if you don't see them, just ask us and we'll tour you around the store showing you the Thanksgiving themed type products all the way through. We're Petland of Iowa City. We're located at the Marketplace Mall. Now used to be the Sycamore Mall. So if that drums up some memories for you. We're located across from Lucky's Market and right across the parking lot. And people love to come into the store because of our $5 nail trim. It's amazing on how many people come in to take advantage of that. You can't beat a $5 nail trim. And then, like I said before, buy 10, get one free on all of our dog and cat food. And we've got specials throughout the store. We have a flyer. Pick it up. See if there's anything on there that you can benefit from. Get a sale on it. We're putting together a December flyer right now, and there's going to be some big discounts on toys. Obviously, the toy theme is rampant in our store right now. But you can take advantage of the November flyer right now on a lot of really great specials throughout the store. So we do a lot of stuff. And if you don't see something that you're interested in, let us know and give us some ideas, and we'd love to bring it in for you. So a lot of fun things because we're in the season. Right?
All right. Ron Salzrud with Petland of Iowa City. Have a happy Thanksgiving.
You too, Mark.
And to all of our listeners, the same, and safe travels as well. This is the Positively Petland Show. I'm Mark Pitts in for Jay Capron on 800 KXIC and KXIC.com.